So in this Friday free choice, you get to be a germ superhero creator. So before we start, and I show you a little experiment that kind of shows about germs and washing our hands, let's just kind of remind ourselves. Maybe you've heard some grown-ups talking about that there's a new sickness going around and that adults are working really, really hard to keep everyone safe and healthy. And that's part of the reason that you are at home and aren't at school. And so I'm going to show you a little experiment that shows how washing your hands and keeping yourself safe in your house and safe by keeping your hands, again, nice and clean, helps you to be a germ destroyer or a germ superhero. So I've put in here some water and some salt, some pepper, pardon me. So there's water and pepper, and on my hands right now, I haven't washed them. I haven't put any soap. So I want to show you, we're going to pretend like the peppers are kind of like germs, things like that. So when I put my finger in, you'll notice that the pepper moves away a little bit, but you'll notice that when I lift my fingers up, I end up with some of the germs or bacteria on my finger. But watch what happens if I put soap on my finger. On my finger, I put some of the Dawn dish soap. So now I'm going to put my finger into the water, and you'll notice it's so neat. When my hands are clean like that, the germs or the bacteria want nothing to do with my hand and the soap that's on my hand, which is really neat. So your job is now going to be to either create your own germ superhero, your own germ superhero destroyer, or you could also create a mask and a cape for one of your stuffed animals to be a germ super destroyer. So give Miss Kangas a minute and she's going to show you how to do that. So I have picked my stuffed animal. He's kind of the only one that I have in my house, but this is Norman, and I am going to make Norman into a germ destroyer. I think I'm going to call him Super Norman, the germ destroyer. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make Norman a little mask. And then I think I'm going to also make him a cape. So I found some paper and some scissors and markers, and I think I am ready to get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I've cut out a little piece of paper, and now I'm going to look at Norman, and I think I want his mask to kind of go over his eyes. I'm not really sure how I'll attach it to Norman yet, but I'll figure that out. So just like how in some of our afternoon centers we created masks, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to turn my paper, I think. See if I can hold it and draw. I want his mask to be quite round. Oops, so there's part of it. And then I'm going to make another round section. Oh my goodness, this is tricky to do while holding a camera. Another round section like that. So that's how the mask looks so far. I'm going to make sure that I make some round circles for the eyes, another round circle over here. And because Norman is going to be a super germ destroyer, I think that I'm going to have his mask have important things that you need to destroy germs. So I'm going to draw some soap containers. I'm going to make sure to have some water drops, and those are going to be part of his superpowers that he uses. That's how my Super Norman Super Destroyer mask looks so far. I've had little soap containers. I put some water on it. Your germ destroying superhero can look totally different than mine. And now I'm going to use my scissors to cut it. And remember, when we use scissors, we always want our thumb in the top and 2 fingers in the bottom. And we never, ever want our scissors to go like this. And I want you to say out loud what the reason is why. And then when we use our scissors, we always remember we don't want to have a chicken wing. I guess you can't really see Miss Kangas's chicken wing, but you want your elbow tucked in. And what do we use our other hand for? If you said we use our other hand as our guide hand, you are an expert. So I'm going to cut this out, and then we'll get ready to make our cape for my Super Norman. So there's Norman with his super germ destroyer mask on. I had to dig through my junk drawer and I found some tape, but you could put it on with tape or you could use string. Unfortunately, his eyes look a little silly, but that's okay. So now I'm going to create for Norman a super cape to go over his tail and his back. So that's my next challenge. Oops, and his mask is falling off too. So here is Norman's Super Destroyer cape. Here's Norman. I think he's more than ready to wear his cape. So I've collected some clips. If you don't have clips, you could use string, you could use tape, sort of like the tape that I found in my junk drawer. You can use anything. So let's see how we can attach this to Mr. Norman. Here we go. We'll just pause. There he is. There's Norman. There's his Super Destroyer cape, which is bigger than he is. I've attached it to his ears. We'll turn him around. So he is all ready to fight any crimes at home. He's ready to make sure people wash their hands and make sure they sing either the alphabet while they wash their hands or happy birthday. And I think he is ready to take on the world. So I can't wait to see what kind of superhero you're able to create. There's Norman. Maybe I'll put him sitting on my couch. We'll take him over there. Uh-oh, we might have to adjust his mask. He's having a mask superhero fail, but we'll put him over here. He will be our superhero spy, and he will ensure that Miss Kangas is constantly washing her hands and is constantly ready to fight any germs, that may appear.